or the fact that men are not supposed to cry or show emotions. Yeah, but this is kind of something, I mean, the whole crying thing, like, this is something that is kind of policed by women. You don't like weak men.
Crying is not weak.
Yeah, it is.
Crying is not weak.
If men cried in the same ways that women cry, you would think it's weak.
I fully disagree.
What about if they cry because they stub their toe? Would that be weak?
Then they have a low pain tolerance, unless it's really
Do you think
bad.
that there'd be a hint of weakness about that?
If it's about if it's measured on their pain level, then yeah. But that doesn't say anything about them as a person at all.
What about
So
because someone called them fat?
someone called
If
them
someone
fat.
called them fat and they started crying.
Well, that's awful. That's really sad.
So you think that if just an off comment, you're walking with your boyfriend down the street and someone says,
That doesn't make
"Hey,
him
fatty,"
weak.
and then he starts crying about
Maybe he
it.
has trauma or something. Doesn't make him a weak man. Like if a man dares to cry in front of me, that makes me feel more like honored. Like, oh, you trust me, you dare to cry in front of me, and I'll take care of you. So
Yeah. I think women will generally say this, but it's for the most part a lie. They're actually pretty grossed out when guys cry, especially for trivial reasons as well.
And wouldn't you want that to change?
No.
You don't
Well-
have a feeling, like, do you cry?
No.
Never.
That's bad. You
I don't
have
think
to let
it
out
is.
emotion.
Well, I think
while.
you guys think about it from the female paradigm, which is that you cry a lot because you guys
I
are
don't
more
cry a
emotional
lot.
beings. I couldn't cry if I tried. You know, sometimes shit happens that's really horrible, and I'm like, there's not even one little bit of me that wants to cry right now. You know, but it's just
But
I think
that's
it's just
not
the
good
kind of the
because you're
way
holding
that
in your emotion. Like it's
not
okay
really.
to be vulnerable in
I'll
certain
go
situations.
smash the boxing bag for an hour and I'll feel good after it. I think we just operate differently. And generally, if I see a guy who cries a lot, it suggests to me that he has a lack of emotional control, and that would echo in other parts of his personality and his character as well. So.
Okay, then maybe I put that as one of the things I thought there would be nice to have more room for men, but maybe that's completely my own mind, and that's not a need at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of guys just don't really like crying. You know, it's just not really something we do as much. You guys can cry on
it's
a
a
dime.
human emotion. Of course, men cry as well. I think they don't because I feel like they can't.
I don't really think that's true. I've got a
Well,
lot
for
of
you, maybe
I've
as
got a
a-
lot of male friends, and it's very rare that they cry. If they did, you know, that's fine. I think if you're around your male friends, it's okay to shed a tear sometimes. But I just don't really think it's something we do as much. Generally, we tend to have like more logical, practical conversations. If I had a real disagreement with a guy and he just started crying, I'd be a bit like, okay, like, can we stop the tears and can we just have a conversation about it? Because we're not really solving anything by you just sitting there sobbing, you know. So
Well, you let out your emotion. It's good to let it go sometimes.
yeah,
Well,
And
that's
then
what
that's
he's
for
saying.
every single
Like-
human being. Of course, maybe you don't have it. Some people have it more than others. But I think it's a bad thing to say that men shouldn't do it because it's weak.
but we have other ways of channeling our emotion though, and I think that crying is just not really necessarily one of them. If you go to the gym, go for a run, go and have a logical, practical conversation with somebody. You know, if I've got a real problem and it's really eating away at me, I'm not going to cry because then the problem's still there. I'm going to go and call up one of my brothers or one of my best friends. And
You do that
and
after crying, usually. First, you let your emotion go, and then you grab yourself together and brainstorm, okay, what can we do about this? It's
Seems
not
like a bit of a
one or the
waste of
other.
time, crying.
Yeah, well, maybe for you. I think, yeah.
I don't know. It's just like a way to release the emotion. Like it doesn't have to like when you feel really intensely sad or like mad about something. It's just a way of releasing emotion. It doesn't make you more weak. Because like you'd say, I mean, like their way of releasing that is by hitting things or like with anger, and I don't think that's better or worse. It's just like people, you know, the way they let out emotion is different. So I don't view it as weak. It's just like.
But
You know,
do you think
I'd
that
rather have
most
them
of-
cry than to like hold it inside and feel like that intense
No,
pain.
that's
you know
some
what I mean?
man. That's some man shit. You fucking stifle that shit, push it down.
Yeah, you push it down.
fucking push that
Yeah,
shit
no,
down.
I don't believe in that. Like, you should be able to be emotional. Like,
Not well. Even if I grant that, like, look, if you're a guy and you're gonna cry, don't do that shit in front of your chick. That's for sure.
Yes, you should definitely. She's the
Fuck.
one who's
Cry
also
in front of her?
supposed to take
Definitely.
care of
She's
you.
what?
She's the one who's supposed to be there for you and take care of you in
Yeah,
times
you're
when you
right.
are doing that.
She's supposed to be there and take care of you.
and
But
if she's the right one, she will.
But what women say and how they act are sometimes very different. So you'll see your guy cry in front of you, and like even if it doesn't register in your brain, somewhere back there, you're gonna be like, "This guy's a fucking bitch."
Yep.
You're gonna,
I know, but I feel
you're
like
gonna
men
lose
feel
attraction.
that way. Because he just
If a
said
girl
that
cry-
it is
what do you
bitchy.
mean?
Basically, he implied that. So I feel like it's more of a society thing.
No, it's
No.
a
But,
woman
like, if
thing.
No, I
This
think
it's a
I think
woman
it's kind of
thing.
ingrained.
But
within
like,
us.
who raised
If
the
I
women,
were to
though?
if I were to
We
like,
grew up in a society that ingrains ideas in our head, so then we're gonna just, subconsciously react in a
wait,
certain
Jake,
way.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And then
If-
he just
if one
said
of
that
your
it's not
boys
okay.
cried in front of you, but it was like, I'm trying to, I don't know if this is going to be a perfect example. Like if one of your male friends cried, like, would you console him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. It wouldn't be like are you okay? That sort of thing. You just sit there with them,
Yeah.
and then you come to a logical, practical solution about it.
Yeah, of course.
You-
it's fine.
I'd sit there in the moment, and that's happened to me before, where I've had guy friends of mine who have, confided in me and ended up crying. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. But I'm not gonna sit there and start crying with you. We're gonna.
Yeah,
come
like you
to
don't
a
need to
solution.
baby someone, but you can definitely
But I think that
support
women
them.
do that though, and that's different. Like one of you starts crying, and everyone starts crying, and then
I don't baby
and then
people when
there's-
they
there's
cry.
you just want to be sort of heard. As a
Mm-hmm.
guy, it's different. Women tend to want. Let's say, if your girl cries in front of you, the last thing that I'm going to do is be like, okay, cool. Like, let's get a practical solution going. I'm just going to be like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Wow, that's so sad. And let's sit there.
Yeah,
and
so
I'm gonna
just support them. You can
that's-
say that on
that's-
both
that's,
sides.
That's a
Support
tragedy.
them.
But if a guy cries in front of me, generally it's going to be like, all right, let's get this out the way, and then let's try and fix this problem. There's two different things. But also, guys are meant to be the protectors. And generally, if you cry, it means that you can't handle a situation. And it reduces you to tears, it reduces you to this level of emotion. And I think there's something in women that says if they see a guy crying over a problem, then he can't handle tough situations. And then when it comes to that moment where he needs to step up, he might crumble, he might collapse.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's an attractive thing to do.
I feel like it's more situational. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
but
if
as a
he's
guy-
crying at everything, like
If,
okay,
if a family member dies and then he's like overcome with emotion, then that's fair enough, obviously. If something so tragic happens. But if it's over all these little things, then it's just kind of just bitchy, if I'm
well,
honest.
it's just a lack of like emotional stability if they cry at everything. But
Yeah.
it's like if you're crying for a good reason. it
Lol
just-
Paladins donated $100. It's true that women want a man to show crying to them, because nothing is more repulsive to a woman than wasting her time with a weak man. If you show her your weakness, you've saved her time.
Facts. That's facts, Lol Paladins.
This is
By the
so
way,
toxic. I can't even.
100. By the way, you can do your little special 100. Your little thing, Lol Paladin. It's what?
It's so toxic to spread this message.
How is it toxic?
to young men thinking that they cannot
The,
express
Cry in
emotion.
the
front of
only
women.
time,
I can't
honestly, the
even-
only time a man should cry is if a family member died, someone close to them died, maybe like a beloved animal died.
That's toxic masculinity.
It's not
No, it
toxic.
literally
Hold on,
is.
hold on, hold on.
Because
let
then
me-
if you cry at something, you're gonna be like, everyone hates
Okay,
me. Men
so-
can't show emotion. No
Wait.
one cares about blah blah blah.
So,
it's
hold
like
on.
you're the one saying it.
Hold on. So, okay. So, I'm trying to think, like, severe health issue for a loved one or yourself, like you find out you have cancer, that's acceptable. But, like, all the scenarios where y'all fucking cry about shit, it's not acceptable for a dude to cry in, like, 99% of the scenarios in which y'all cry.
I don't be crying that much.
What's your
though.
sign?
Bullshit, Taurus.
Oh, what is it?
Anyways.
Mess with,
your sign?
mess with the horns, you get... Wait, mess with the bull. Oh my god, I fucked it up.
But I would say
God
the reverse of what you guys think is actually true about crying and about toxic masculinity. If you encourage guys to just cry about everything, then that's actually against our nature. We don't want to cry about things. We want to come up with
Hail and
solutions.
well met. Lol Paladins donated $100.02.
Thank you, man.
It's toxic for you to prevent men like me from teaching other men truth. Feminism is about power, not equality, and women knowing the truth and men being kept in the dark is a power imbalance.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
What does that even mean?
Sure, that's
Brian, I
true.
have to leave. I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave
Thank
soon
you.
too.
What the bro? We gotta finish the
I'm
show.
gonna
No, you guys gotta stay. You gotta
I
stay.
have to work tomorrow.
I have to work at like 8 a.m.
What? Suck.
Hell yeah.